Good day. Now we will consider the structure of heart and blood vessels. In this slide, you can see the structure of the heart. Heart, it is a hollow muscular organ which has the shape of cone. The weight of adult heart is 270 to 300 grams. The heart length is 20 and 30 centimeter, and the widest part size is 9 and 10.5 centimeters. There is heart in the left side of chest. The heart consists of 4 chambers, 2 atrium and 2 ventricles. The left atrium and the left ventricle make up the left atrial heart. They are connected by apertures where located valve. There are bicuspid valve or mitral valve between the left atrium and the left ventricle. The right atrium and the right ventricle make up the right arterial heart. They are connected by apertures where located valve. There are tricuspid valve between the right atrium and the right ventricle. Between the ventricles and atria, there is septum. The septum prevents mixing of venous and arterial blood. Between the left ventricle and aorta, there is aortic valve. The aortic valve closes the entrance to the aorta. It consists of 3 semilunar flaps and opens and construction of left ventricle. At the time blood enters to aorta. The heart wall consists of 3 layers. The inner layer is endocardium, medium layer is myocardium, and outer layer is epicardium. The heart outside surrounds by pericardium. Pericardium, it is a closed serous sac. The cavity between the pericardium and epicardium is full of fluid, which averts friction during heart constructions. The pericardium has 2 layers. The outer layer is fibrous, and the inner layer is serous. Serous layer is divided into 2 leaves. The first one is the visceral leaf. It is epicardium. And the second one is the parietal leaf. The myocardium, there is 2 parts of heart musculature. Atrial musculature and the ventricle musculature. Atrial musculature consists of 2 layers. The superficial layer is circular fibers. The deep layer is longitudinal fibers. The ventricle musculature consists of 3 layers. Thin superficial layer is longitudinal fibers. Intermediate layer is circular fibers. Inner layer is longitudinal fibers. The musculature of atria and the ventricle are autonomous separated from each other. Epicardium, it is a part of pericardium. Endocardium consists of one layer of connective tissue with numerous elastic fibers and smooth muscle cells. The heart conductive system. Atria nectar is connected with atriomusculature. Atrioventricular nodes located in the wall of the right atrium near the tricuspid valve. Between the ventricle, there are fibers which called atrioventricular sheath. The atria and ventricle connected with each other by means of atrioventricular sheath. Blood supply of heart carrier by two arteries, right coronary artery and the left coronary artery, which are first branch of aorta. Valves prevent receive direction of blood flow. The blood vessels. All blood vessels is divided into the conductive vessels, are ways of moving blood. These include aorta, pulmonary trunk, hollow vein, and the pulmonary vein, and include vessels which nourish. They regulate the inflow and outflow of blood to the organs, which able to change the vessel's lumens. These include the rest of arteries, arterioles, capillaries, venules, and veins. There are three types of arteries. The first one is arteries of elastic type. Second one is arteries of muscular type. And third one is arteries of muscular elastic type. The arteries of elastic type exit directly from the ventricle of heart. It is aorta, pulmonary trunk, pulmonary arteries, and common carotid artery. In these walls, there are a lot of elastic fibers. That's why they have the extensibility and elasticity properties. The inner shell or intima of elastic arteries is about 12% of the thickness of their wall. In the exit place from the heart, inner shell forms a pocket, form creases, valves. Shell middle layer of elastic arteries formed by elastic membrane, which located concentrically. The membrane has fenestres or windows. So through the fenestre, nutrients passes to vascular wall of structures. The outer shell of elastic arteries is thin and formed by a loose fibrous connective tissue. There are a lot of collagen and elastic fibers which located longitudinally. This shell prevents the vessel from hyperextension and gaps. There are nerve trunk and small blood vessels are located. Second type, the arteries of muscular type. These type include vertebral artery, branchial artery, radial artery, popliteal artery, brain artery, and others. The arteries wall has a layer of smooth muscle cells. The layers of smooth muscle cells is well developed. It has able to shrink and decrease the vessel lumen or relaxes and increase the vessel lumens. Inner layer of which covers an arterial lumen. In the connective tissue, well developed amorphous substances, collagen and elastic fibers, which located longitudinally. Smooth muscle cells which spirally arrange forms the medium shell of a muscular type of artery. Loose connective tissue with a lot of elastic and collagen fibers, which spirally and longitudinally arrange forms the outer shell. In this layer, there are nerve, blood, and lymph vessels which feed an arterial wall. The arteries of muscular elastic types. The arteries of muscular elastic types locate in the intermediate position between elastic type of arteries and the muscular type of arteries. It include, for example, subclavian artery, external and internal iliac artery, femoral arteries, mesenteric arteries, celiac trunk. There are a lot of elastic fibers and a fenestrated membrane in the middle layer of wall. The deepest part of outer shell are these arteries. There are smooth muscle cells beams. Outside of them covered to the connective tissue with well-developed collagen fibers beams, which located obliquely and longitudinally. These arteries are highly elastic and can be strongly shrink. Arterioles, capillaries, venules, and arterial venual anastomosis forms microcirculatory bed. Functionally separate afferent arterioles, exchange capillaries, and afferent venules. Arterioles. Arterioles is a small blood vessels. Diameter of arterioles make up about 100 micrometers. Arterial wall consists of three layers. The inner layer consists of basal membrane, endothelium, loose connective tissue, intestinal elastic membrane. The medium shell forms one and two layers of smooth muscle cells, which locate spirally. They lie along. Smooth muscle cells perform function of precapillary sphincters. It's surrounded by loose connective tissue. In the endothelial basal membrane of terminal arterioles, there are apertures. Capillaries. It is a most thin blood vessels. It connects the arterial and venous bed. The precapillary arterioles divides and forms genuine capillaries. Genuine capillaries forms network and loops. Diameter of capillaries in soft tissue larger than dense tissue. Capillaries lumen in liver, intestinal secretion glands, and hematopoietic organs are very wide, about 12 to 13 millimeters and more. These capillaries called sinusoidal capillaries or sinusoids. Capillary density varies in different organs. For example, in brain and myocardium, 2,500 to 3,000 per 1 cubic millimeters. In the skeletal muscles, from 200 to 1,000 per 1 cubic millimeters. The capillary's wall consists of endothelial cell which covered by basal membrane on outside. The basal membrane, there are pericytes which surround the capillaries. The blood can pass from arterioles to venules through arterial venular anastomosis, meta-arterioles. The venules, there are three varieties of venules. Postcapillary venules from 8 to 30 centimeters in diameter. There are creases and a lot of pericytes. Second, collective venules from 30 to 50 micrometers in diameter. There are smooth muscular cells. And third, muscular venules from 50 to 100 micrometers in diameter. Contains 1-2 layers of smooth muscular cells. Veins. The features of veins. Pericytes in their wall completely replaced by smooth muscular cells. Muscular layer is poorly developed. Elastic fibers are almost absent. The outer shell is thick and consists of connective tissue and collagen fibers. There are valves. Valve, it is a pocket-shaped semilunar crease which open toward the heart. There are veins of fiber types, veins of muscular types.